Are your students benefiting from the feedback that you provide them on assignments? Unfortunately, it's all too common for students to miss the comments in Canvas. In this video, I'll show you what comments and feedback look like from the student perspective, what types of comments are students most likely to see, and how you can better ensure that students read the comments that you provide. Both the sample assignment and student submissions are completely made up for the purpose of this video. Let's look at the sample assignment. I have provided the students with a clear purpose, task, and the criteria on which this assignment will be graded. One of our students has already submitted. I'll go to the speed grader and grade this student, fully leveraging all the tools for comments and feedback that Canvas provides. I have a rubric set up for this assignment. A rubric can make your grading more equitable, more transparent for students, and even save you time. For each row in the rubric, we can assign a score. We can also provide comments on each rubric row. Let's read the student's paper and grade them using our rubric. I will give the student 40 points on content, which equates to an 80%. The student omitted the required bibliography completely, so I'll only give them 15 points for research. The paper is well written with no grammatical errors, so I'll give them 23 out of 25 for writing. I'll also enter comments for each of the criteria in the rubric to explain the reasons for the scores they received. The most common place to put feedback to students is in the assignment comments box on the bottom right in the speed grader. As we'll see later, these assignment comments are displayed most prominently for students. Depending on the student's notification settings, the student will receive an email notification about this comment when you press submit, and they may even receive a mobile app notification if they have the Canvas student mobile app installed on their smartphone. Canvas provides a feature to mark up student submissions. This is similar to how you would mark up a physical paper with a pen. You can select the text that your comments will apply to, or you can position your comments anywhere in the document. I'll leave a comment by dropping a pin to identify the location for that comment. I'll also highlight some text. To show one final way that you may add a comment using the speed grader, I'll also record an audio comment. This audio comment will be stored with assignment comments. Now let's go see the student's perspective. The student can see they receive feedback from their instructor from the dashboard. If they click on this link, they will be presented with a view that focuses in on the feedback that they received. Unfortunately, the rubric and the markup of the paper are not displayed unless the student specifically clicks on the Show Rubric or View Feedback links. You can see how rubric feedback and the markup on a paper can easily be missed by students. The View Feedback link displays the markup in a window that is often too small for students to easily see all of the feedback that you have provided. This is particularly true for students using a laptop. Students can select to view the markup full screen, and this is a much better format, which makes it easier for the students to easily read the feedback that you have provided. When students are in your course and see the navigation menu, a number is displayed next to the grades. This is the number of new grades that they have not yet viewed. Unfortunately, this view only displays notifications for unviewed grades, and not notifications for unviewed comments. On the grade screen, students can view all of their grades in your course. For each assignment, the grade is clearly displayed, but you will note that the comments and feedback are not displayed here either. Many students will stop at this point and never read your comments and feedback. Canvas displays icons for both the assignment comments and the rubric. Canvas does not display any notification that there is markup directly on the paper, nor do they provide an obvious way for students to view this markup. This is why the feedback that students miss the most is the markup directly on the submission. We'll come back to this in a moment. Canvas does display blue circles next to the rubric and assignment comment icons. These blue circles indicate that the feedback has not yet been viewed by the student. The comment icon will slide out a tray with all the comments that you wrote in the assignment comments section of the SpeedGrader. Note that this also includes the audio comment that I left on this particular submission. The rubric icon will expand the rubric, showing both comments and scores on each of the criteria in the rubric. But what about the markup on the paper? How do students view the markup that you provided them? This critical feedback is quite buried. Students must view their submission first in order to find this feedback. When students view their submission, they need to look for the words "View Feedback," which will appear in small print if an instructor has placed markup directly on a submission. As you can see, it can be easy for a student who is either new to Canvas or who does not take the necessary time to easily miss comments and feedback from their instructor. So how can you address this problem? Here are some easy tips that can help. First of all, use the assignment comments whenever possible. Students get notification via email, depending on their notification preferences, of these comments. That means that the assignment comments are the feedback that students will most likely see. If you utilize rubric-based comments, and even more critically, if you utilize markup feedback on student documents, then you need to actively show students how to find the feedback that you provide. After you grade the first assignment with markup or rubric comments, dedicate some class time to teaching students how to view that feedback. If your students work with computers in class, you can have them each look up their own feedback and confirm that they know how to do this. Alternatively, you can utilize the test student in Canvas and make up an example that you can show on the projector in class. I'll also provide some links to articles and videos that you can share with your students in the notes that accompany this video. Sharing these can give an easy way for students to find out how to view the feedback in your class.